Mike Piazza catching, hitting third. John Olerud at first base bats fourth. Edgardo Alfonso will be at third base hitting fifth. Luis Lopez, the second baseman, bats sixth. Butch Husky in right field hitting seventh. Ray Ordonez, shortstop, bats eighth, and batting ninth and pitching Bobby Jones. Phillies defensively have Scott Rowland at third, Desi Relaford stop, Mark Lewis at second, Rico Brogna at first. Mark Parent is doing the catching today. Greg Jeffries in left field, Doug Glanville in center, and Bobby Abreu in right. And on the mound is Mark Portugal.
Porch 2-1 with a 3.91 ERA in 4 starts. He's making just his second start at the vet this year, and it's going to be a warm one. Porch pitched very well in his last start versus Montreal. Went 8 strong innings, got a no decision in the 14-inning game. The Phillies eventually won it 5-3.
Portugal has been ready to go, but we've been awaiting Philly Fanatic, whose Fanatic mobile broke down, and they've taken it off behind home plate, and we're set to go. Brian McRae leads it off. 1 ball and no strikes to McRae, who's hitting at .241. 1 ball and 1 strike to McRae. Portugal lifetime 1/500 against the Mets, 6-5 lifetime against New York. A career ERA of 3.98. That's well hit to deep right center field, and that ball is a leadoff home run. Brian McRae doesn't take the Mets long to take a 1-0 lead, his 4th of the year.
Now this offense is on fire right now. They have been through this streak. Get this pitch up a little bit. Brian McRae just stays on it. It's not a terrible pitch, but he stayed back on it and dropped some bat hit.
Ball's really going to carry here today on this warm day. 1 strike to Bernard Gilkey, who's hitting at .293. You never know by this series, but the Mets are last in the league in hitting home runs. But in this series, they have hit the long ball. Hard ground ball, Desi Relaford. Throws out Gilkey, 1 down. Birthday wishes today to Laura Reeder. Laura celebrating her 79th birthday on this May 31st. Gene and Eva Mattioli of South Philadelphia are celebrating their 52nd wedding anniversary. Here's Mike Piazza hitting at .295. Piazza's hit safely in all 6 games that he's played in the Met uniform. Lifetime, he's a .229 hitter against Portugal. He has hit 3 career home runs off him. Been a while since Piazza's hit a homer.
That was in L.A., I think, wasn't it, against Beach?
Off Matt Beach. Back on May 11th as he singles up the middle. So Piazza continues to hit. He's hit in every game in which he's played for the Mets. He is a 1-out base runner. Current hitting streaks. Piazza's second, you see, with an 11-gamer. Mickey Morandini, a 10-gamer. The longest in the major leagues this year has been Larry Walker, who hit safely in 20 consecutive games. John Olerud, the second leading hitter in the National League, hitting at .362. And 1 at bat against Mark Portugal. Go on, homer.
Out of here.
Did walk. Piazza at first base with 1 down. Now balls and 2 strikes to Olerud. See the May batting averages. Brian Jordan, Barry Bonds has really come on. Jose Guillen of Pittsburgh hitting well. Mickey Morandini, and then Olerud. Brian Jordan is one of the big reasons why Mark McGwire has 27 home runs. Looped into left field, shallow, a long run, and it's a fair ball ground rule double.
Well, Olerud, we saw him do that same thing last night. He doesn't hit the ball hard down there, but he places it perfectly. He gets out front, but he keeps those hands back. Just drops it right inside the line. English on it, bounce it into the stand.
So the third hit in the inning, and Met runners at second and third, one down for Edgardo Alfonzo, is hitting at .267.
One thing you don't want to do out there today is have a long inning because it is hot.
One ball and no strikes.
Having a good series. They're hitting .500, 4 for 8. Walk, home run, 4 RBIs, scored 1.
Mets fans are here again today, as you can hear, starting the "Let's Go Mets" chant, being booed down by Phillies fans. Leon Horning is 90 years young today. Wishes from his 7 daughters and 1 son and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Never misses a game on television. 2 balls and a strike to Edgardo Alfonzo. Met runners second and third, 1 out. Lines a foul right field side.
Let's see what the Mets are doing during that winning streak, which is their longest since '91. That team average of .331 and that team ERA .225. You put those two things together, 7 runs a game almost. Man.
They've won 8 in a row. The last time the New York Mets have won more than 8 games in a row was 1990. This will get 2 runs home into right center field. And it's 3-0 here in the first inning on a 2-run single by Edgardo Alfonzo. Got him right where we want him, L.A.
That's right. Exactly right.
3-0.
He tries to get this fastball in, just doesn't get in quite enough. Really, it's not a terrible pitch. These guys, it's like a snowball domino effect. When things are going right, everything goes right for them as a team.
Switch hitting Luis Lopez, playing at second base today, is hitting at .265. Nothing to Lopez. Ed Schledensky of Secane, Pennsylvania, 94 years young today. He's the great uncle of our good friend Sharon from the ticket office, Karen and Marianne from community relations, and Vinny, who was here today, and Vinny Nas contemplating a move back to this area.
Vinny the Nas. Always good to see him.
Runner goes, and it's a fly ball to left field. Jeffries is there, makes the catch. Lopez out, and Alfonzo will have to go back to first. 2 down. It'll bring on Butch Husky. Husky hitting at .250. He's hit 2 home runs in this series. Of his 48 career home runs, Butch Husky's hit 9 of them off the Phillies.
That's amazing. That's an amazing stat right there.
A ball and no strikes to Husky. .356 lifetime hitter against the Phils. Balls and no strikes. Tough first inning here for Mark Portugal. Coming into the game, opponents were hitting just .229 against him. But the Mets have put 3 on the board here in the first. Chopped at third base, Roland over to Lewis for the force on Alfonso, and that will retire the side. In the first, 3 runs for New York, 4 hits, no errors, 1 left. After 1/2, Mets 3, Phils coming to bat. Top half, Phillies coming to bat in the bottom of the first. Terry Francona's starting lineup. Doug Glanville in center field leads off. Craig Jeffries left field batting second. Scott Rowland third base hits third. Rico Brogna first base batting fourth. Bobby Abreu right field hits fifth. Mark Lewis second base batting sixth. Mark Parent catching hitting seventh. Desi Relaford the shortstop bats eighth. Mark Portugal pitching hitting ninth. Defensively for New York, it's Edgardo Alfonso at third. Ray Ordonez shortstop. Luis Lopez at second. John Olerud at first. Mike Piazza catching. The outfield from left to right, Bernard Gilkey, Brian McRae, and Butch Husky, and Bobby Jones, the 28-year-old on the mound.
He's 4-3 with a 3.39 ERA. He's won his last 3 games in a row. The Mets have won 5 of his last 6 starts. Faced the Phillies in the season opener back at the end of March. He got a no decision that 14th inning 1-0 Met win. Pitched 6 shutout innings in that game.
Sandwich pick in the June '91 draft. Was a 15-game winner last year. That was the most wins by a Mets pitcher since 1990. And Frank Viola was a 20-game winner. 1 ball and no strikes to Doug Glanville, who's hitting at .308. Missing 2-0.
Jones is 4-4 in his career. 11 starts against the Phils. A decent ERA of 3.57.
Pops a foul, backing out of play.
Another one of those guys that he's comfortable to hit off of, but comfortable over. He moves the ball around. He's not overpowering. You see what hitters doing against him. Righty's only hitting 186. He's got good stuff, but it's nothing that's overpowering, but he's got great control.
Ground ball cut off nicely by Alfonso, and he throws out Glanville, 1 down.
That's a good left side infield, as you'll see. He does a good job. Alfonso gets that ball quick. Break a ball, but Glanville got the head on it, hit it pretty good, but Alfonso able to get over and make the play. The ball's going to be bouncing spongy on this hot turf.
1 strike to Greg Jeffries, who's hitting at .317. Jeffries having a good month of May. Line drive, that's well hit over the head of Husky, who was playing him shallow. Jeffries will get a double on it.
Well, like you said, Harry, in this hot air, the ball carries more, and that ball's just carrying now. Even though the flags are blowing out, usually it means that the ball's not carrying, the wind's going to hold it up. But when it's hot like this, it's going to go. He gets this curveball, just gets it up a little bit. Jeffrey stays right on it. Drills that into right center, just over Husky's head. He was playing shallow.
So Jeffries, who lost a 14-game hitting streak on Friday night, has started a new one, and the batter is Scott Rowland. Rowland hitting at .302. Hitting .328 with runners in scoring position. The Phillies lead the league in batting with runners in scoring position, as a team hitting at .298. Next would be Colorado at .292. And the Mets would be 5th in the league, but it's a good team batting average with runners in scoring position.
Yes, it is.
Rowland finds himself in the hole, 0-2.
The secret would be getting guys in scoring position now.
bit high. Ed Zoltek of Frankfort, Pennsylvania, celebrating a birthday today. Number 66. Jeffrey, second base, one down. Mets lead 3-0. We're in the first inning. Keeps the ball foul down the third base side.
You're comparing Scotty from last year to this year. He's ahead in average and home runs.
So what's this about the sophomore jinx?
Yeah.
Scotty, rookie of the year last year. He's ahead of his last year's pace.
They wanted
right
to.
Down the middle for a ball.
He called this one a little high. That's.
If you're out there, you'd want that pitch, wouldn't you?
I'm crying right now.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Scott Rowland. Lined at foul, left field side.
Bobby Jones throwing his fastball, according to the radar gun, at 85-86. So that is not overpowering, but he moves the ball in and out so well, and then he changes speed with that changeup, a good slow curveball. Keeps hitters off balance.
Back through the middle, base hit center field. Jeffries will have to be held at third base as he was heading back towards second for fear the ball might be caught. Phillies have runners at first and third with 1 down.
That's the right thing to do. He gets this breaking ball against slider right by Jones's glove, and that's why Jeffries had to hold up. He was going back to the bag. That's the right thing. Some guys, how can you not score on that ball? But you got to go back. If the pitcher catches it, you're dead.
And it brings up Rico Brogna, who's hitting at 283. 8 homers, 43 RBIs, 8th in the league, and runs batted in. Rico's playing a little banged up. A bad knee, a bad shoulder, and a bad back. But wanted in this ball game. The old fake to third, no throw to first. Couldn't believe it when Tommy Lasorda told me that it worked with you on the mound twice against his club.
Great play right there.
1 ball and no strikes to Brogna. Brogna has been a good hitter against his old team. .362 lifetime against the Mets. Well hit in the gap to left center field. Gilkey makes the running catch. Jeffries tags and scores. Rowland has to scurry back to first base. Good play by Bernard Gilkey. It's a sacrifice fly. It's now a 3-1 ball game. But that looked like it was going to be a gap, but Gilkey did a good job of running it down.
Thought that was in the gap all the way. Here's a fastball from Bobby Jones. Gets a little too much of the plate, and Rico lines it into left center. Gilkey with good speed makes the play. Rowland was around second base. Had to retouch second. They were trying to hurry the throw in to Louis Lopez to try and double up Rowland.
So that's one of them back. It's now a 3-1 ball game, and the banner will be Bobby Abreu. Abreu hitting at .321. There goes Scott Rowland. The pitch is high. Piazza's throw is wide, and Rowland goes to third. So Scott Rowland steals his 4th base, and it'll be an error on Mike Piazza.
I think Bobby Jones kind of forgot about Rowland over there. He got a great jump. This throw up the line, and really no chance there for Ordonez to make the play. Rowland quickly pops up there. It's a pop-up slide. Easily gets to third base.
So Rowland now at third base with 2 outs. Abreu has been the Phillies' best hitter with runners in scoring position. .406 his average. Play for a ball, 2-0. balls and a strike to Bobby Abreu. Jones aided in this inning on a fine catch by Bernard Gilkey. The Mets have played good defense. They have the second fewest errors in the league. Changeup, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Abreu.
They put a good defense behind a pitching staff like this, and that's the reason that ERA leads the major leagues as a team.
3.02 the staff ERA. It's a check swing foul, and it's still 2-2. None of the American League teams have an ERA of under 4. The Yankees have the lowest ERA at 4.13.
Sure, that'll create some excitement when these guys play the Yankees. I think they're playing each other at the end of June. Great lot of excitement in New York.
Just inside, it's a full count now to Bobby Abreu.
That series against the Yankees, they'll be at Shea June 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Ground ball sharply hit, but it's foul. Still 3-2 to Bobby Abreu.
One thing Bobby Jones does, he teases the left-handed hitters with that fastball, a little sink on it, and his changeup away from him, and then he'll throw a kind of a slider or cut fastball right in on their hands and just keeps running in on them. Changes speed, moves the ball in and out really well.
Fouls that one off the top of the screen. Still 3-2 to Abreu. Montreal will be moving in here tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Mike Grace will pitch tomorrow against Javier Vazquez. Kurt Schilling and Carl Pavano on Tuesday, and Matt Beach and Carlos Perez on Wednesday. Struck him out. That'll retire the side. Phil's got 1 run back on 2 hits, no errors, leaving 1 error leaving 1 at the end of 1. It's 3-1 New York. Play of the game. Mark Portugal swinging away with runners at first and second, and watch this play. Luis Lopez barehanded Ordonez, easy double play. Wow. Talk about the Mets helping themselves with their gloves. They really do.
But I mean, if Porch goes around the bunt, he forces guys to move. He slid his hand up the bat and put it right back down. Everybody had a chance to get back into position. If you're going to do that, fake the bunt, you got to square around a little bit and then just try and slap the ball.
3-1 New York as we move to the third. Bernard Gilkey leading it off. Grounded out to short his first time up. 1 strike to Gilkey. Just missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball second base. Lewis throws Gilkey out, 1 down. LA, any shallow thought for the day?
Oh yeah, for a day like this. Do mountain climbers tie themselves together with ropes to keep the sensible ones from going home?
There is LA's shallow thought for the day. Do you ever climb mountains, LA?
No. I climbed a couple hills, and that's been it.
Mike Piazza golfs a high foul into the upper deck, first base side. Piazza singled and scored a run his first time up. Has an 11-game hitting streak, hitting .356. those 11 played for Florida and 7 for the Mets. One ball and one strike to Piazza with one out. Two and one. It's a foul, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That didn't feel good. That was right off the top of his foot. You see him out. If his feet are built like his forearms, he probably didn't feel it much.
Just reaches out and plunks a single into right field. His second straight hit. At number 5 for the Mets. And we'll bring up John Olerud, who lofted a double just inside the foul line.
That's exactly what he does here. He just reached out and touched something. Right there, up into the bat is a good pitch. Ball is way off the plate.
Change up for a strike to Olerud. Birthday wishes today to the great Art Cassidy. Art here in the Phillies press box celebrating his 66th.
Didn't know that.
Foul back and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Olerud. That's leading here 3-1. We're in the 3rd inning. Portugal was originally signed as an undrafted free agent by Minnesota in 1980. In the right field, Olerud singles his second hit. Piazza will stop at second base. So the Mets with 2 men on base, 1 out for Edgardo Alfonzo.
Well, he gets a curveball right down here, right down his knees inside. Just dropped the bat head.
Alfonso singled in 2 his first time up. One ball and no strikes to him. Fair ball down the right field line, going all the way to the corner. Piazza will score. Olerud is being waved around as Abreu has trouble with it. Throw to third. It is a stand-up triple for Edgardo Alfonzo. And the Mets now lead it 5-1 here in the 3rd.
Abreu had trouble with that ball down in the corner. It kicked away from him. That allowed Piazza to score. You see here, once this fastball in, he gets it out over the middle, outer half of the plate. As this ball goes down in the corner, Bobby thinks he's got it played right, but instead of kicking out, it kicked to the side. Olerud comes in to score there behind Piazza.
So it is now 5-1 New York, and the batter will be Luis Lopez. Phillies will bring the infield in with a runner at third base and 1 out. Kalen Cisco will get on the bullpen phone.
Might be that new addition.
Toby Borland.
Yeah.
Hard ground ball, and Alfonso will have to hold at third. They throw out Luis Lopez at first for out number 2. That's exactly who it is, L.A.
Yep.
He must have been a pitching coach. Phillies did make that change right after the game last night. Matt Whiteside was designated for assignment. Phillies called up Toby Borland. Now, don't let those numbers with Scranton Wilkes-Barre bother you too much, because he gave up 6 runs in his first outing. Thereafter, in his other 11, his ERA was 1.4 something. Huskies thrown out. That'll retire the side. The Mets put 2 on the board on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 5-1 New York. Has some catching up to do, trailing 5-1 here in the bottom of the third. Top of the order coming up. Doug Glanville will lead it off. Glanville grounded out to third base his first time up. One and nothing to Glanville. Fouls it down the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Glanville coming into play, tied for second in the league in hits with 70 of them. Leading the league in hits is Colorado's Dante Bichette. That's well struck to left, and that ball is out of here. Into the Met bullpen, home run, Doug Glanville. It's now a 5-2 ball game. Number 4 for Glanville. Ball is jumping here at Veterans Stadium today.
Yeah, because he wasn't backlegging that at all. He was actually out in front of that ball. It's got in a good part of the bat. You see here, it's a curveball, and he's actually fooled a little bit by it, but it was up enough and actually inside part of the plate enough where he was able to get the good part of the bat on it, and it went.
Brings up Greg Jeffries, and he takes one on the inside corner for a strike. That one's too far inside. 1-1.
Already tied his career high in home runs with 4.
On the foul on the third base side. 1-2 the count to Jeffries.
Glanville does. He's got a little pop in his bat, especially if he gets a pitch he likes.
Ripped. Just fouled on the right field side. 1-2 the count holds to Greg Jeffries. It's a foul. That's in the outfield bunching. They'll give him the lines. They take away the alleys. Gilkey, as you see, in left center, and Husky in right center. Chased a high fastball and a rare strikeout for Jeffries. Strikeout number 2 for Bobby Jones.
It's a high fastball. Actually, once it in, he gets it up and away, and Jeffrey just can't hold off on it.
Second in the league and toughest to strike out. Perennial leader Tony Gwynn, the toughest. Scott Rowland singled his first time up. Curveball that he beats foul over the New York dugout. Rowland continues his great pace here at Veterans Stadium, hitting over 400 at the vet.
It is a good place to hit. Hitters love coming into the vet and hitting here.
Fouls a fastball back. He's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Close. 1-2. Pops a foul, back up and out of play. Still 1-2 to Scott Rowland. Mets are very similar defensively with Rowland. They give him the lines and take away the alleys. That must be their outfield philosophy. Scott stays alive. It's still a ball and 2 strikes. Bobby Valentine, New York Mets manager. Lined into left field, and Gilkey will have to play it on a hop. Second straight hit for Scott Rowland. He's a 1-out base runner.
Now, Gilkey had thoughts of coming in and trying to catch that ball. We had a little trouble with one yesterday, and he gets his fastball down. Scott did a good job of staying with it. Gilkey wanted to break in, and you get a 3-run lead. You don't want to take any chance to get somebody in scoring position. He did the right thing. Make sure he keeps it in front of him, gets it on the hop, and holds him to a single. He keep the double play in order.
And today the outfielders have to play deep because the ball is carrying very well today here at Veterans Stadium. Rico Brogna hit a sacrifice fly his first time up. 1 ball and no strikes to Brogna. Rowland has stolen the base today. 4 for the year.
Going to keep a little more Bobby Jones' attention over there too. Doing that. Rowland's a good base runner.
Chase the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two New York leading. We're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. High with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. In the infield they play Rowland well around, or rather Brogna well around to the right to pull. Bouncing it up there, 3-1.
Now
the outfield again the same.
Yeah.
The outfield guard taking away the alleys and giving you the lines.
Pretty much straight away in center field. McRae's been with all 3 hitters: Jeffries, Rowland, and Brogna. Alfonso's way off the line at 3rd base.
Three balls and a strike to Rico Brogna. Rolling goes. It doesn't matter. Ball 4. He walked him. First walk given up by Jones, and the Phillies with 2 men on base and 1 out. And that'll bring up Bobby Abreu, who struck out his first time up. Jones has already thrown 55 pitches, good strike ball ratio, but this is not a good day for pitchers here at Veterans Stadium. It's hot, the ball's carrying. Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach, is coming out to talk to Bobby Jones. And the Mets actually are going to get bullpen activity here early on. Brian Bohannon, the left-hander.
Bobby Jones doesn't appear to have as good command that he usually does. Getting some breaking balls up and missing with his fastball. More so.
He does have a 5-2 lead here in the third inning. And Bobby Abreu a chance to do some damage. Bobby Abreu struck out his first time up. The only time Jones has retired him. Lifetime against Jones, he is 3 for 4 now. It's got runners on base. Rolling at second, Bronya at first with 1 out.
Like to say, pass them in hits and pass them in runs.
Mets with 7 hits, Phillies with 6. Fly ball left center field. Bernard Gilkey puts that one away. Abreu is retired for out number 2, and it will bring up Mark Lewis. Lewis fouled out to John Olerud his first time up. Scott Rowland at second, Rico Bronya at first. 2 outs here in the third inning. Going back on the dead run. Can't get it. It's a fair ball. Ground rule double, and that will cost the Phillies a run because Bronya will have to go back to third base. Had that stayed in play, Phillies would have had 2 more. Instead, it's an RBI double on a ground rule double for Mark Lewis. It's now a 5-3 ball game.
He throws his fastball outside part of the plate. If they're playing him, you know, if they're playing in normal straightaway right field, Husky catches that ball pretty easy. Rico comes around to think he was scoring, but the ground rule double has to go back to third. Busquets got a little rug burn down there. I mean, Husky.
So it's now a 5-3 ball game, and it brings on Mark Parent. He singled his first time up. Bronya at third, Lewis at second with 2 outs. Bulls are back to within 2. It's a 5-3 ball game. Mike Piazza calls time. Phillies, as we mentioned at the top, have been in this position 3 times this month at home, where they lost the first 2 games of a series and had to come from behind to avert a sweep, and did that against Houston and Colorado and St. Louis. Bill's trying to do the same here this afternoon. Bills have done a good job in battling back when down in games.
Really have.
Parent a big hitter here. Looks at a strike. Well, he is a big hitter. I mean, a key hitter.
He's a big person.
He is a big man. 1 strike to Parent. Curveball bounced foul. He'll have to become a defensive hitter now. No balls and 2 strikes. Jones ahead in the count. the fastball. 1-2 to Mark Parent.
What's up, Coach? I wanted that fastball up there. Mark Parent has a tendency to chase that pitch. It looks so much bigger when it's up high.
Curveball punched into right field. It's a base hit. Bronya scores. Here comes Lewis. The throw to the plate is cut off. Mark Parent's going to be tagged out, but the Phillies have tied it on a 2-run single by Mark Parent.
And a good job of him. Even though he got thrown out, he made him cut the ball off, so there's no play at the plate.
Well, Parent's second hit ties the game. He's thrown out between first and second. 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors, none left. Chris Wheeler joins Larry Anderson. We're tied at 5-5.
Game. Bobby Jones and Mark Portugal both doing a hang-in-there job. 5-5 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Yeah, he hit another one last night, in case you missed it, out in San Diego. Mark McGwire, number 27, with 1 day left in the merry month of May. Boy, he's on his way to a magic year if nothing happens.
I figure you can hit 75.
Well, he can't keep going at this point. He keeps saying that. I mean, the rest of those home run totals that we showed you there are the American and National League guys. They're pretty good for May 30th. But McGwire is just on another planet. He's hit 2 in 2 games out in San Diego.
He hits them to other planets.
He sure does. Desi Relaford got a base hit his first time up. He'll be followed by Mark Portugal and then Doug Glanville here in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. One hopper right to Louis Lopez, the second baseman, and retired at first base is Relaford. 1 away, and that'll bring up Mark Portugal. BPS number 2 will be on Wednesday, June the 17th. The Pittsburgh Pirates will be here at Veterans Stadium. That'll be our second midday Fun in the Sun. Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. Call 463-1000 or order your tickets at Phillies.com, and be sure to ask about the phone center special. Mark Portugal batting with 2 men on and 1 out in the 2nd inning. The Mets thought he might bunt. They were charging. He hit away, hit it to Lopez, who flipped to Ordonez, who started that spectacular inning-ending double play. Portugal, a lifetime 194 hitter coming into this game, with 17 lifetime doubles and 2 homers. Then he fouls that into the upper deck. Portugal with 2 doubles this year and a run batted in. Almost hit a home run the other night in Montreal. Top of the wall in center field. And he chops it to Olerud. He'll walk to the bag himself. And there are 2 outs. Doug Glanville is last time up, Andy.
At that curveball, a high curveball, kind of inside part of the plate. It actually got out in front, but wristed it out there.
Glanville's 4th home run of the year. He has 6 doubles, 5 triples, and 4 homers. 20 runs batted in. And that was big for the Phillies. And that got them back to 5-2 at the time. They've scored 3 more and tied the game. 2 outs, nobody on base. Bobby Jones trying to get him out in order for the first time. Jones with a fastball, slider, curve, and straight change. Fastball's a sinker. Over for a strike, 1-1.
Well, he gave up 2 hits in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 in the third. They had base runners.
I tell you, Gilkey made some play too on Bronya in the first inning. That looked like a double when it left the bat. The Mets have made 2 spectacular defensive plays to deny the Phillies. Fouled away by Glanville. Happy 52nd wedding anniversary today to Mr. and Mrs. Carmen Cristinzio of Stratford, New Jersey. Glanville takes that one outside. And also number 50 to Mr. and Mrs. Mario Polidoro They're from Somerdale, New Jersey. Line drive, sinking and left the base hit. Doug Glanville on with his second hit of the game, and the Phillies have not been retired in order in this one.
Well, he's trying everything with Glanville. Glanville just hitting the ball hard. Now he's tied for the league lead in singles at 57 with Dante Bichette.
It's a surprising guy to be tied for the league lead in singles.
Yeah. Somebody as big as him.
I don't think of Dante Bichette as a singles hitter. Here's Greg Jeffries. He's doubled and scored a run and struck out. Glanville a threat to run. Jones is a guy you can run on. Roland stole a base and advanced to third on a throwing error by Mike Piazza.
And Jones is not real quick to the plate.
Well, what a defense they have on Jeffries. Ordonez is almost behind the bag at second. That's another reason why they might even think about running. Look how far Ordonez has to come to cover. I mean, they obviously feel Jeffries is going to pull with that pull defense. They have the third baseman Alfonso way off the line.
They play him to pull in the infield. The outfield to kind of bunch him, play him pretty much straight up in the outfield.
Sometimes that can get into a guy's head. You saw Jeffries chase a high fastball his last time up because they almost try to beat a shift because it's such an obvious overshift.
Remember, there's one ball that Royce Clayton played in St. Louis. Jeffries hit it right up the middle, about right where Ordonez is standing. Jeffries couldn't believe it.
And he fouls out one away left side and out of play.
But Jeffries tries to go up the middle. He tries to hit the ball hard up the middle. He ends up hitting a lot of balls in the gaps. Not a lot down the lines.
Yeah, a lot of times you're just doing a team a favor if you try to beat the shift they put on there because they got in your head. I used to love those shifts they put on Dave Kingman.
Yeah.
And you'd see Kingman try to hit a single to right. They'd say, go ahead.
Take him out of his game. What he does best.
Yeah, they put three guys over on the left side. All the outfielders would move over, and then he'd try to take a little swing and hit a dunker to right.
He'd say, thank you very much.
We'll keep you in the ballpark that way. And Jones continues to move to first. He knows the Phillies ran one time, and with Doug Glanville, a good base runner on, might try it again. Doug's stolen 8 and 9 attempts. There it is, 89%.
He's got 1 foot out there on the carpet, which is a good lead.
There he goes. And Jeffries hits it down the left field line, slicing away from Gilkey. He won't get it. It stayed in the park, so Glanville will score. Wasn't far enough over for a ground rule double. So Jeffries knocks in the run. The Phillies take their first lead of the day.
We've seen 2 doubles like that, but because these guys bunch everybody in the middle, they don't play anybody near the lines or straight away. They bunch them in the middle. Lewis gets his double. Last inning, here he gets a breaking ball. It's up again. But because they're playing him so much up the middle, even in the outfield, that there's no chance for him to catch this ball. Glanville gets a good jump. He says there's no chance to catch it. It doesn't matter. There's 2 outs, so he's going all the way anyway. John Vukovich waving around to score the go-ahead run.
Yeah, the only thing that could have stopped him is you see Greg Jeffries on second with his 24th run batted. It was another one of those ground rule doubles, but he got it out far enough on the turf. Scott Rowland, the batter, 2 for 2. 2 singles and a run scored. 6-5 Phillies here in the 4th inning. 11 runs and 18 hits already in this one. Mets are going to get Bohannon up again. Left-hander was up earlier. Pause for station identification. The Phillies Television Network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV Philadelphia.
Like you said, 11 runs on 18 hits, and we're already in the 5th inning.
4th inning.
Bottom of the 4th.
Bottom of the 4th, yeah. Got me for a second.
Just seeing if you're paying attention.
I try.
There's Brian Bohannon.
Trying to hang in your every word, big guy.
That's not good.
Sends you home with your head spinning at night, I'll tell you.
I think this heat's getting to me. I feel a little dizzy.
How would you know?
Good point.
1 ball and 1 strike on Rowland. Breaks his bat. That might be the best pitch that Jones thrown all day. Scott Rowland is retired. Phillies pick up a nice little 2-out run, though. A run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1 and take a lead 6-5.
Mark Leiter will come on for the Phillies in a tough situation. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Leiter appearing in his 27th game. He's won 2, lost 1, 10 saves and 11 opportunities. 1.97 ERA, 32 innings of work, 21 hits, 7 earned runs. He has struck out 30 while walking 13. Opponents are hitting just 194 against him.
Yeah, we talked about, well, possibly if you could get Gilkey out, then they might walk Piazza. Not necessarily now with Leiter, your closer in the game, and a right-handed pitcher. You know, he might go after both of them, but Gilkey has been a very difficult out in this series, as many of these guys have been.
Let me ask you this question. The runner, he's inheriting these 2 runners. If, say, they scored a run, that would not be a blown save, would it?
Yeah, because this is a save opportunity. Sure.
It would be a blown save, even if you come in like with the bases loaded, no outs sort of thing, and a 1-run lead.
I think this would count as a blown save because he is in a save opportunity.
Wow.
Now, I'm not 100% sure on that. I have to look it up. But I
we have to see if it's their runners, the closers' runners, or if it's inherited runners. I'm not sure about that either. Well, at any rate, he's coming in a tough situation. See Bernard Gilkey hitting .316 lifetime against Mark Leiter with a couple of home runs.
Phillies once again will play the infield back and give up the tying run here at home, still having, 2 at-bats for themselves.
And prevent that go-ahead run from scoring. A good pitch. Called it a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Gilkey. Slater low, 2-0. Balls and a strike to Gilkey. 23,025 the paid attendance here this afternoon. 2 balls and a strike to Gilkey. Broken bat, looper into left center. It's going to score 2 runs, and New York is going to take a 7-6 lead. Well, they hit him hard, they hit him soft, they fall in. Made a good pitch, broke his bat, looped it into left center, chasing him 2, and the Mets have a 7-6 lead.
Well, these guys are just so hot. As Harry said, a good pitch, a slider, broke his bat. Baerga made a tremendous base running play on this to score the go-ahead run. The 1 run's going to score easy, but look at Baerga. He read it right off the bat and scores, puts the Mets ahead.
Brings on Mike Piazza, who is 3 for 4, all of them singles. Mets have 17 hits on the afternoon. 1 ball and no strikes to Piazza. Baerga, a real good series for New York, as has Ray Ordonez. Jammed him, he grounds it to third. The Lewis won the relay. They turn the double play. So that will retire New York in the 8th inning, but they go ahead with 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and none left. We move to the bottom of the 8th, 7-6 New York. to protect an 8-6 lead and save this game from Mel Rojas. Franco is 0-1 with 11 saves and 13 opportunities, a 3.72 ERA. 19 in the third inning, 17 hits, 8 earned runs, 18 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Desi Relaford leads it off and takes one high for a ball. Kevin Jordan has moved into the on-deck circle. He'll bat for Mark Leiter, and then the top of the order, Doug Glanville, here in the bottom of the ninth. Phillies trailing by 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Relaford 1 for 3 this afternoon. 2-1. Active save leaders in the major leagues. Eckersley, Dennis Eckersley with 390. John Franco 370 right behind him. Fouls this one out of play. 2-2 to Desi Relaford. Just missed with the breaking ball. It's a full count to Desi. Balls it out of play. Still 3-2 to Desi Relaford. Pretty well hit, but right at McRae. Relaford is retired, 1 down. I'll bring up Kevin Jordan to bat for Mark Leiter. Jordan is hitting at .277, 4 for 18 as a pinch hitter with a homer and 5 runs batted in. Pops a high foul out of play, first base side. The ball's in a strike to Kevin Jordan. Mets are trying to win their 9th in a row. Slammed into left field, a pinch single for Kevin Jordan. So Jordan gives the Phillies a shot. Phillies will bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for in this kind of game, is at least get the tying run to the plate. And they had to have a base runner. Kevin Jordan just continues his amazing pinch hitting. He's really good off the bench.
So he is at first base with 1 down for Doug Glanville. Glanville is 2 for 4 with a home run. Fouled it off the end of his bat. 1 strike to Glanville. Missed this changeup. No balls and 2 strikes.
Seems funny looking at him in that number 45. He hit 31 for so long.
Just missed inside. 1-2.
Changed his number when Piazza came over. Said he wore that number in college, and also like Tug McGraw when he was a young player growing up in New York.
Back up the middle. Franco to Ordonez. It is a 1-6-3 double play to end the ball game, and the New York Mets have won their 9th game in a row. John Franco recording his 12th save. And the Mets banged out 19 hits in beating the Phillies this afternoon by a score of 8-6. So the Mets sweep the weekend series, and they have moved to within 5.5 of Atlanta. National League East, playing real good baseball. Ray Ordonez had a big series and did almost all of the Mets. Edgardo Alfonso certainly did. John Olerud. And Mets win it by a score of 8-6. And we will be back with a totals and a recap right after these messages.